Hello everyone, and welcome to the Week 4 update for Cozy Crops. Today is November 3rd. This week we saw another 19 commits from 4 different contributors, which brings our total commits to 78 from 5 lifetime contributors, and we just wrapped up Week 4 of 18. This week, Owen went in and added a different type of sunflower foraging item, so we'll look at that in just a second. He also added a tree crops file that had 7 stages of growth for trees, and then those trees also contain the ability to have oranges, grapes, apples, and limes. And then I think it was Ishan, but I will double check, updated a couple files inside of the player.js script. And then Alan has been working on the background music for the game. It's not committed yet, so I don't want to showcase it in case it changes. And then I went through and added the achievements for the museum, so that way the player has some type of an end state they can aim for. In terms of the art, I added the fertilizer icon, an NPC dock, the tulips as a foraging item, the UI for a couple of the stores. I added a closed sign for the stores, so that way they're not open 24/7, because that would be mean to them. I also did a bug fix to expand the map, because a couple people were having issues at the edges of the screen. And then H came through and added the functionality for the N key for Night, where the screen can fade to black, your stamina is restored, the day is advanced, any crops that were watered are no longer watered, and then he also added the ability that tools are now consuming stamina, and then also added the skeleton for the crop manager, and populated all of the crop data from our economy spreadsheet into that file. So looking at the contributions, you can see Owen's sunflower here, which is looking fantastic. Thank you for that, Owen. He also added this trees file, which contains 7 different growth stages for the tree, as well as oranges over here in both their seed packet and the finished product, grapes in their seed, and then finished product, your apple, and then your lime as well. Oops. There we go. And then over here we have the UI for the different stores. We have the general store right up here, where we will have a single line that it will have the name of the information over here and then the cost over here. We have a top section of the UI, a middle section that could be repeated as many times as we need, and then a bottom section, so that way the top and bottom don't look stretched if we have quite a few items. And then I just cloned that for the blacksmithing area, and then the carpentry or woodworking area. I also added a sign that will display to the player if they enter the store outside of business hours, so that way the shop owners can get some sleep. So I just drew a couple lines in here of the middle of sunrise and the middle of sunset, so that way the player can go during the day. And then I also added an NPC document, which has all of the NPC players that we are hoping to have in here, along with their relative names over here. So if anybody is feeling adventurous and they want to decorate one of the NPCs, have added there. We have quite a few to work through. So with that said, let's jump on over to the demo here. I'll go ahead and start from our beginning here. So go ahead and load in again, and we can still use our arrow keys to move. If we were to click our watering can and then use our L key, which is our action key, we can see that we can still water our crops. The timing for that has been tweaked, so now it's no longer immediate that it is turning from watered to unwatered. Now it will only do that at the start of the next day. And then if we were to come down here, we can still use our shovel and use L to turn any grass tiles into farmable tiles. And then any farmable tile can then be watered. So now if we were to press the N key, first I want to make note of our current level of energy. And if we were to use quite a bit more of the watering can, you can see that it is going down at a faster rate. And if we were to press the N key, we can see that we fade out. Our day advances by 1 tick. And then if we were to come down here, all of our watered tiles are now no longer watered, and our stamina has been replenished. So that was a lot of great work on that. Thank you for that, H. And that is it for the demo here. So let's jump on over to the Vikunja board. This week we're hoping to get a little bit more work done on the core loop. I think the core loop being done might need to be kicked out a couple of weeks, but we want to work on getting the crops into the ground and get that system working. After that, we can start to flesh out the inventory system and the general store so that we can go and buy certain seeds. We also want to track, there we go, the player's stamina and being able to wake up inside of their house. Not all of this will get done in the next week, but it gives us quite a bit to work for if anybody would like to jump in. So that is our weekly update for Cozy Crops.